Flash versus Bisu on a new ASL map. Thank you very much. Yes, please. I will take that. I am excited. Bisu's in great shape right now, and obviously Flash is Flash. So two of the greatest players in the world going at it. Bisu opening up with a high, and Flash, of course, a couple spaces, and then an all caps high. What a Chad. Oh, everything he does is so brilliant. The capital high is going to let Bisu know that Flash doesn't give a shit, and he's going to just destroy him. This is going to be great. Guys, thanks for tuning in to ArtosisCasts. Hope that you are enjoying this diving into Flash's play on the newer maps. Quite enjoying taking a look at what he's been up to. So far, it's mostly been kickback, Terran versus Protoss. I like to do in chunks of the matchups. I think it's a more coherent story when released over the course of several days. To kind of take a look like, okay, this matchup, this map, okay, let's see it. He just so happened to play a bunch of kickback TVPs in a row as well, so that kind of makes it make sense also. But anyways, yeah, I do want to just throw this out there. Thank you guys very much for those of you who have supported on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Artosis. Really appreciate you guys. Because you guys, we've helped to fund the next CNSL season, which should be starting up very, very soon here. Which I'm super excited to be casting. I feel like it's actually becoming a very good little kind of like sister tournament to the ASL to see that, you know, the next like 32 best players in the world, right? We get 28 in ASL, you know, the 4 seeds plus the 24 that qualify, and then 32. So like the top 60 players-ish in the world all play. You know, it's not always, because like, for instance, when Queen didn't qualify, we didn't see him play CNSL. That happens sometimes. You know, some of these really top-end guys might not want to play in the tournament, which is fine. They have a lot of stuff going on. You know, they make a lot of money doing their regular pro leagues on stream and stuff. Whereas the level right below that, it's a really great opportunity for them. And in fact, you know, to see both the first and second place make it in Motive and Scan on this season was very, very cool to see. So we won't have either of the last 2 champions playing in CNSL this season. But anyways, a big thanks to you guys for that support on Patreon. And let's take a look at the game and what's going on here. So Flash doing an end scout here, and he's doing that with a gasless expansion. So a very, very fast expand going up. Doesn't choose to make this up at the wall, instead a little bit further back. Bisu, in the meantime, has his range going. Flash is going to get a full scout of what's happening inside of his base. And, you know, you look at these two builds, and definitely Flash's is a little bit better. And we'll see what Bisu does. He sends a probe up because he hasn't actually scouted Flash. You know, Bisu showed us, what was it, 1 or 2 seasons ago? I think it was 2 seasons ago, if I'm remembering correctly. A very nice, very aggressive play against Gasless Expand, but he happened not to scout quickly this game. Right, so this was a late probe scout, so he could get the Nexus up more quickly, and the Dragoon is actually going to find Flash, but it's too late for him to do anything like Proxy Robo, or, you know, he did the Proxy Robo plus Proxy Gate previously. I believe it was to C, and it was a devastating build that dominated the ladder for a while. I stopped doing Gasless Expands completely, because everyone was doing that after Bisu did it. And it was surprisingly hard to hold, even when I was making bunkers, like multiple bunkers. Now, anyways, taking a look at the position, right? Like, you have to look at these builds and say that Flash has an advantage. It's not something impossible to play against. A lot of Protoss players, when they hit this, go 2-gate Observer third base, which is very, very standard. But I feel like someone of Flash's level will find a punish for that, whereas most Terrans cannot. It can be very difficult to actually punish certain builds with Terran. Like, you have to have like a really clean understanding. Now, that being said, never mind. Bisu is just going to make his third Nexus. Obviously, he only has to defend the 1 point unless drops are coming in or something. So really, really nice for him to make that third Nexus. And looking at the position, like, I like a lot about this, right? He's putting some pressure on with these Dragoons at the bunker. And this is going to force Siege Mode. 100% Flash is going to get Siege Mode here. He'll probably start Siege Mode and then the tank even, is my guess. Now he goes tank first. But yeah, you want to get... The siege mode takes 50 seconds and this tank 32 seconds. So like if you're just banking on siege, siege first can be good, but this is telling us that he's okay with siege finishing a little bit later if he can get a second tank a little bit quicker. And in fact, look at this. He throws down the armory and eBay and the second factory. No siege mode as of yet. As the 4th Dragoon comes up, I feel like he might be a little bit... Like, this is too greedy. Right? This can kill the tank. Watch. Bisu might jump on that. Pulls this back for a moment. Pulls this back. He's waiting for the tank to get a little bit closer. This is a better angle to come in. The goons are going to have a harder time sniping it when it's to the north. So he's taking the shields off some of these. See, Bisu is waiting for the tank to just be in a bad spot. As soon as the tank is in a bad spot, he will jump forward if he continues to do this. Okay, he's backing up. Flash Fury on top of his micro. By the way, if there was any lag here, if this was like a turn rate 16 game, the odds of this dying would go up dramatically. It's because the tank is reactive micro, right? So as soon as they come in, you got to start diving back. And look at this. Yeah, he gets them. So this is why I was talking about how he's going to force Flash to go siege, and maybe even he wants to go siege before the tank. And you can see that you can't pretend that this trade is better for Flash. It can't be done. I talk in some of these videos about how there's a truth about the way Flash plays, and you can all, very oftentimes you just look at it, and if you look deeply, you can find why it's really smart. And I understand it's like, yeah, he wanted that second tank, and he wanted to get the armory up and the eBay, but you look at how this has actually played out, and Bisu is happy with this. Happier than Flash is. The game isn't over, right? Bisu doesn't just win because of that, but losing your first 2 siege tanks, trading a few goons for that, plus you had that many SCVs. You had like 4 SCVs not mining for a really long time. Really, really well done. Now, Bisu has those 3 nexuses up. He's going to catch up and surpass the SCV count of Flash here very, very quickly. Flash getting up to 4 factories right now. We actually don't know his plan as of yet. This could be multiple things. He's throwing down some missile turrets, sure. We do have the shuttle on the way, and of course he will be going into Reaver drops. Oh, there it is. There's the Reaver tech. Getting that shuttle speed right now. So pretty standard, normal stuff here from Bisu. I tell you, it is a little bit cathartic to see Flash get punished for not getting siege mode quickly. Because I hate it. When I play this build and they force me into siege, I'm like, yeah. But, Flash is Flash, and Flash will do as Flash does. And maybe he'll even take what I've said and turn it on its head, because right now he's going up to 6 factories. 6 factories on 2 base always tells us that there's an attack coming. So he is definitely going to try for some sort of attack, but losing the first 2 tanks is kind of crucial, right? Like, I don't like this very much for Flash, the choice. And look at this. Bisu right now is going up to 8 gates, and he's getting Citadel. So basically what Bisu's going to want to do here is slow this down with the Reavers and Dragoons as much as possible, right? Siege is not even done yet, but he wants to slow this down as much as possible. That Reaver's got to get out here ASAP, and then overrun it with Speed Zealots. He needs to start legs right now. Citadel just finished. He needs to start that leg upgrade, like, really pronto, but he's microing right now, so kind of understandable that that's not going on at the moment. Comes in. Okay, Siege is going to finish, and he actually drops out on top of these Siege tanks. So suddenly, Bisu just crushing. Well, that's game. Honestly, Bisu has done what he needed to do. The only saving grace is Zealot legs haven't started. If he had started Zealot legs the second that the Citadel's done, you know what? Like, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think that this is one of the most important things going on in the Terran versus Protoss metagame right now. Protoss should hotkey this. So no matter what, the second it finishes, they get Zealot legs going. Because Zealot legs against these timing attacks have really turned into life or death. Slow Zealots do very little. Speed Zealots are amazing at crushing these pushes. Now, the speed upgrade is done for this shuttle. He is going to dive towards Flash's main base. See what type of damage he can get done. Bisu backing up, still no Zealot legs. I don't like Flash's position here at all, though. Like, there's no Zealot legs. Maybe... Oh, that siege is not going to work out. He's going to target down Dragoons. And you can see he's actually targeting, very well with the siege tanks. and his vultures are helping a lot, but everything is going to get cleaned. Look, all the tanks die. Just definitely advantage Bisu here. Definitely advantage Bisu. Flash trying very hard to get this push going, but you can see the amount of units coming out for Bisu right now. He's actually up to 9 gateways plus his robo producing. GG. All right, I think that this was basically perfectly played from Bisu's side. So much of it goes down to those 2 tanks. I'm not kidding. Like, this is such like an important aspect of the game, right? So Dragoon range finishes around 425. By the way, this was the quickest command center that you can really get with Terran that's not just a complete coin flip, where you go 1 depot, right? So you can see the add-on is finishing here at just about 5 minutes, right? So around 5:32, you can have your first tank, which means that you've had over a minute of Dragoons pounding on your bunker. To make this an easy visual representation for you guys as to how much he's losing, because you see the SCVs repairing and how many SCVs get pulled to repair. So that's very easy to be like, okay, well, he's costing him 3 SCVs, so it's actually 26 versus 27. And then, of course, some SCVs are off building buildings, but let's not count those right at this moment. But how much does repair cost? Basically, if you take the amount of SCVs repairing, double it, and add 1, that's how much SCVs it's actually costing. Okay, so let's say he's repairing with 3. It's as if you pulled 7 SCVs. Okay, so it's like 7 SCVs are not mining is basically what you can look at it like. Okay, that's approximate. It's not 100% perfect, but that's the way to look at it if you want that type of representation. So, like, when you see this occurring, and this is only finishing now, and it's going to be a whole minute of this before the first tank gets out, and then it's going to be 32 more seconds of this before the second tank. This is why I suggest going siege first. Because as soon as siege is done, it's a few seconds before the goons pull off. That might take 3 hits on goons, like rotate goons out and let 3 goons lose their shields and then back up. But that's it, and it's over. Instead, Flash lost 2 tanks here, and that's... I understand. The thing is, if he micros perfect and saves the 2 tanks, and maybe even there's some damage on the goons when they run away, some Protoss players won't stand toe-to-toe with Flash, right? Here, let's speed this up just a little bit. We'll show the actual dive. 5th goon comes up, right? Okay, some Protoss players will actually be like, nah, man, like, you know, I'm getting out microed or whatever. You can see so far it's good micro, right? A little bit of damage, some shields gone from some of these guys. So if Flash can hold this with 2 tanks and skip siege mode and force these goons back, and who knows, sometimes against some Protoss players, he'll kill a goon or 2, then you could probably look at this and say, wow, that's such a better position for Flash to hit his 6 factory timing, right? But instead, it's like, okay, yeah, he ends up killing like 3 goons total, I guess, something like that. It's not as worth it. If we just fast forward to the move out, right? It's such a big difference. So here's the move out. Okay? He has 8 tanks here. He's fighting against 10 goons. He actually would add 10 tanks. 10 tanks against 10 goons is a much better fight for Terran, right? It makes a world of difference is what I'm trying to point out here. And of course, a slight mistake from Bisu. I'm gonna just say people really should hotkey this and make sure Zealot legs get started instantly. But anyways, yeah, there's my analysis of it. I do think that was very greedy from Flash, and sometimes that will end up working and putting him into a fantastic spot, because imagine this move out with 2 more tanks. It's just stronger. It's just better. Yeah, 2 more takes do make a big difference there, guys. Just a few units makes a world of difference. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching Bisu slap down this rush. It's great to have Bisu in such good shape. Am I right? Let me know below. Thanks for watching.